Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video tutorial, we're going to learn how to design the Lego Man arms. Let's go and get started. First thing you want to do, in case you want to 3D print this part, is change your units to millimeters here and go ahead and select OK. Let's come on over now and start a sketch here. We're going to grab our 2-point rectangle, or excuse me, our center rectangle, and we're going to drag out a square here. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so it's something roughly like, well, we're going to go with 5.5, hit the tab button, and 4.5, hit enter. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, I'm going to come over here to my 3-point arc. I'm going to click on this side. I'm going to come over here and click on this side, and I'm going to drag out my arc until that tangent constraint pops up. And right there. See our tangent constraint here? Once you have that, you are good. Okay, I'm going to hit escape now, and I'm going to go over to the trim tool and click that guy to get rid of that line. And let's go ahead and finish our sketch now. We are done. And let's go ahead and extrude this guy out a distance of 4 millimeters. Select OK. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and create a plane at an angle here. So we're going to go to plane at angle, and we're going to select this edge right here, and we want our plane to be at a 45-degree angle here. So set that to 45, hit OK. And now we're going to do another plane that's offset from this plane, a distance of 4 millimeters. But we want to go -4, and then select OK. All right, next thing we're going to do now is go ahead and project some geometry. So let's first start a sketch here on this face right here. I'm going to rotate it around, and we're going to come up to Create, Project, and we're going to select this square right here, select OK, Finish Sketch, and then we're going to come to this plane, start a sketch here, do the exact same thing. We're going to project, okay, this face onto that plane and select OK, Finish Sketch. So we have a projected geometry here, projected geometry here, and we're going to do it here now. So go ahead and click there, start a sketch there, and we're going to create, we're going to project geometry, excuse me. Same thing, click that square, select OK, and then finish our sketch. So now we have 3 sketches where we projected our geometry. Now we're going to go ahead and loft these sketches together, okay? And I've tried to do 3 lofts in a row, but it doesn't work well. So we're just going to do 2 sketches at a time. So we're going to go to Loft. We're going to click to add. We're going to click that face, and then we're going to click the plus sign to go to that face and select OK. Okay, make sure Join was selected. We're going to come back to Create. We're going to do another loft. Okay, we're going to click that face and then to that face, and make sure Join is selected and select OK. Okay, so you should end up with something that looks like this. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and throw some fillets on this guy. So let's go ahead and put them all on these edges here. So let's go to Modify and Fillet, and we're going to select that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, and we're going to make those 2 millimeters. Okay, go ahead and select OK. Now we're going to go ahead and add some other fillets here. We're going to put one right there and right there, and we're going to make those 2 millimeters as well. Select OK. Now let's go ahead and create a hole for our Lego Man hand to go into. So we're going to start a sketch right here on this surface. Okay, we're just going to drag out a circle. Okay, I'm just going to kind of drag it something like this. Make it 2.8 millimeters in diameter, and I'm going to come up to my concentric constraint. I'm going to make this concentric with this guy, and we're good. Let's go ahead and finish our sketch, and we're going to extrude a distance. We're going to cut -6 millimeters and select OK. All right, so now we're going to do another plane that's offset from our, come to origin here, that's offset from our YZ plane, a distance of 3 millimeters. Okay, hit OK. And then we're going to start a sketch on that plane. So you should have something that looks like this. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and project some geometry. So we're going to come on up to Create, Project, and we want to select our bodies here, important. So click there and select OK. Now we're going to grab our line tool, and we're going to find this midpoint right here. Okay, we're going to come across right here. We're going to come down somewhere in here, and we'll dimension them here later. And let's close our loop. So we end up with like this right triangle looking thing. And then we're going to add some dimensions. We want this guy here to be 2, which is it already is. And we want this distance here to be 6.5. Okay, now let's go ahead and finish our sketch. And we're going to extrude this triangle here a distance. We're going to cut, and we're going to go a distance through all. Okay, select OK. All right, so you end up sort of with like this Lego man's arm with this sort of flat surface right here. All right, now we're going to go ahead and start a sketch here on our YZ plane. So we have something that looks like this. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here, and so you can see a little better. And then we're going to project some geometry again. We're going to project that guy and select OK. All right, so now let's go ahead and grab our line tool. We need to create the female part that's going to stick into the Lego man body. So somewhere around in here, okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab my line tool. I'm going to draw a line that comes up about 1 millimeter or so. Comes out about I don't know, 0.1 millimeters or so. And then I'm going to grab my arc tool, 3-point arc, and something like this. I'm going to kind of just create an arc. We're going to dimension that guy really quick to be 3. And don't do that. Let's just keep it the way it is for now. Let's come back to our line tool. Then we're going to create a line that's perpendicular to this line, something like that, and we'll add our perpendicular constraint later, but we want it to be around 1 millimeter. And then we're going to come all the way down here to our projected geometry line, click, and we're going to close our loop. So we have something that looks like that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit escape now, and we're going to start adding some dimensions. So the first thing we want to do is let's make this dimension right here. We're going to make that 2.8. We're going to make this dimension here 1.6. Okay. We're going to dimension from this side to here. We want that distance to be 0.5. And then we want this entire distance here to be 2. Okay, and we're going to add some constraints. Let's make this one parallel to that one. And it looks like it's already there, so we're good. And then let's add a perpendicular constraint. Make sure this one is perpendicular to that one. I think it's already there. Yep, we're good. Hit escape. And then we want this little distance right here. Let me hit escape and do that again. We want this distance right there to be 0.115. And this is important because if our arm's going to fit into our Lego man body correctly after you 3D print it, we're going to want all these dimensions to be correct. All right, and then we're going to change that to 3. Okay, looks pretty good. And you notice this blue line screaming at us because the other ones are all white and this one is blue. So we're not fully constrained. So we need one more dimension, and the dimension we want is this length right here. And we want that dimension to be 1.15 and select enter. Okay, now it's white. We're fully constrained. Let's go ahead and finish our sketch. And we're going to do a center revolve here. So coming up to revolve, we're going to select our profile, that guy, and then it's saying, hey, let's select what do you want to revolve around? And we want that axis right there, and select OK. Okay, and there we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and throw a couple of really tiny fillets on here, right there and right there. We're going to make those 0.2. Select OK. All right, so the next thing we're going to do now is go ahead and start a sketch here on this portion, and we're going to hollow this piece out. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to create a circle somewhere around in here. Don't draw it there, but maybe like somewhere over here, and we're going to make it 2 millimeters. And then we're going to add a concentric constraint to this guy, to that guy, Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a center rectangle, and we're just going to draw it out so it's something like that. And we want to make sure it's tall here. So do that, and now we're going to start trimming a lot of these lines. We're going to do all the top portion here lines. We're going to do all the inside lines here. These lines as well. And then this line. Okay, and now we're going to throw some dimensions in here. So we'll make this dimension here 2. Alright, and then that should be enough. And then from here to here, we want that 0.35. And this one for here, 0.35. And notice that made our lines at an angle, but we can fix that. So we're going to go to our parallel constraint, make sure this one is parallel with that one, and make sure that one is parallel with that one. And we're good. Now let's go ahead and finish our sketch. Okay, and we're going to extrude this guy, okay, a distance of minus 2.8 millimeters, and we're going to make sure it says cut and select OK. Okay, so there we go. We have the feature we're looking for here. And as we always do, now that we're done, let's go ahead and change the material here. So we're going to make it ABS plastic. So go to plastic, drag ABS over to it, hit close, and then we're going to change the color here. And to be consistent, remember our body was blue, so we're going to make it blue as well. We're going to go to paint and then glossy, come on down to the blue and drag it over and select close. Okay, and that looks pretty good. And now when you're done, let's go ahead and save this guy as, let's see here, that would be your right arm, Lego man. Hit save. And now we're going to mirror this so we can make our left arm. Okay, so what we're going to do now is come on over here to create. Actually, not yet. I'm sorry. Let's construct a plane offset from our XY plane. We're just going to go -10. Select OK. Alright, so we have this plane here. Now we can mirror it. And we're going to select bodies. Select that guy and then select mirror plane. Select OK. And so now we have our left arm. So I'm going to go ahead and save this now. Both arms. Save it. And now, okay, let's go ahead and get rid of our right arm here. So let's see this plane. Let's do a plane offset from our YZ plane. And let's just move it out, something like that. Select OK. Start a sketch. Okay, and I'm just going to create a square here that goes like that. Finish our sketch. Extrude. Cut. OK. And our construction, we're going to take off the visibility. And now we can just save this guy as our left arm. So now you have both arms. Okay. All right. That'll do it. You've made both arms. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.